Welcome back to Rev Up with Yatro. Rev Up is a program where we bring in veterans from the auto industry, and you know they share their stories with you on how they started their career and how they've grown from what they are to what they are today. So this is a opportunity for you to interact with them, ask you questions. This will also help you get a direction in your life on what to do next. Okay. So by the way, AR Pro, if you're not subscribed to a YouTube channel, immediately go down to youtube.com/auto retail pro and subscribe to a channel to get updates of the latest videos being posted there. Okay. So Team AR Pro is the world's largest network of professionals in the auto industry, and RevUp is an initiative by AR Pro to showcase the veterans from the auto industry. So this week we have yet another special guest. So he is Anil Arvindan. So he's had a fantastic journey in the auto industry and spent decades of years in actually building his career in auto industry, and is today the CEO of Lakshmi Hyundai Bangalore. So it's an inspiring journey from how he started as a trainee at an auto OEM, and from there moved on to become CEO of Lakshmi Hyundai Bangalore. So are you all ready to welcome him? Welcome, Pro.
Thank you, Pro Srikant. Thank you, Pro. It's my pleasure to be in this podium. I have seen so many people, so many seniors of mine has been already came and explained how they started their journey. So I also got an opportunity to explain how I started my journey in automobile field since last 29 years and become a CEO. See, let me first of all wish all the viewers and Autopro members happy Dasara. And during this holiday time, our team has spent a little time to listen to me. So I'm very thankful to Srikant once again. I am been started my journey not intentionally. As everybody started their schooling, I also studied my schooling in a government school in Cochin. So my parents was from a middle class family. My father was a government employee, and my eldest brother and me used to go to a government college around 3.5 kilometers away from my house, situated in Cochin. So we go and study, come back, and we, as normal kids do, we play a lot of football. We will be active in a lot of local politics, students' politics. That was my students' life or student life during my college days. After the schooling and colleging from a normal place, then I thought, what next? Nothing has come to my mind. I thought, okay, I'll become a journalist. Then I thought, okay, I'll go for LLB. All this thought came into mind. So fortunately, what happened, I saw an advertisement. Those days in 1990, it is very rare to get an opportunity in a company. Very less actually. Unemployment was very high in that particular years. 18 to 90, if you see, India has not much opportunities in any other field. And I never thought of going to an automobile firm or automobile company, or I never thought of pursuing my career in automobile field. So I saw an advertisement for Sriram Pistons and Drinks Limited and in Indian Express. So I applied. During those days, there is no computer, so I had to apply by my handwriting applications. So I sent to them. After 2 months' time, they called me for an interview in Cochin. So one of their marketing manager, Mr. Grover, he met me in Cochin. Then he had a chat with me almost half an hour. After that, since I studied in a government school, I couldn't perform the interview well because the English was big barrier for me that time. So we never speak English; we speak only our language Malayalam. But I could do better in that interview. After 2 weeks of his return from Cochin, I got a letter to my home saying that please come to Delhi. So Delhi was out of my thought, and I don't know where is Delhi, how to travel. Then I asked multiple people how to go to Delhi. Then I got to know there is a train going to Delhi, which is a Kerala Express or Malayalis basically catch the train and go. I also booked I actually didn't book a ticket. I just took a general ticket. Went in the train, it is jam-packed train. So I was around 20 years old that time, 21 years old. I reached Delhi after 48 hours. 2-night journey. I reached Delhi. After the whole train got delayed by around 11:30 night. I landed in Delhi. Then I don't know where to go. I was searching for a hotel with limited money in my pocket. I saw small one street is going inside. I could see one small tourist place, tourist home in English was, I want to have a room. Can you help me out? Then he asked me, that guy was very polite. He asked me for what? I said, see, I want to go to this particular office. How far it is? He said, see, sir, it is very far away from here. So do one thing, you stay here. Tomorrow you catch an auto and go. Early morning, I couldn't sleep that night. So very far away from my place. I don't know how to go back. I don't have a return ticket as well. I stayed at that hotel, a sleepless night, and early morning I got up, went down, had my breakfast, took an auto and went to this particular Sri Ram Christian's office. That was on a Sunday. So I didn't know this interview is a final call or what is going to happen in interview. Normally I read a newspaper. I went there. Early morning I reached 8 o'clock. My interview started around 10 o'clock. So nobody was there except security. So security asked me to wait. I was reading the newspaper. After 9:30, so many people started coming in different attires. I was in normal formal dress. So I can see people come with a blazer, people come with a big suit and the big bags. I don't have anything in my hand. Only confidence I had. 9:30, one lady came and told, okay, interview is going to start. Please come forward. So they divided into batches. They picked up 10 people each. Then they had a written test. I appeared for a written test. After that, half an hour, they said, okay, you have been again shortlisted for a group discussion. I went for a group discussion. So there was a gentleman called Mr. Srinivas. He was one of the directors, was sitting there. We had around 15 people in that conference hall. And he has given a topic. He said, you talk about Ghat and Dangal Treaty, which is the treaty done by central government for free trade those days. Since I was into little bit students politics and all those things, I used to read a lot about this treaty. So what happened in that during this group discussion, nobody could answer that, but I stood and answered for 15 minutes. I spoke about what is Ghat, what is Dangal, what is this treaty, what is all about, and how it is going to help Indian trade in coming days, all those things. Suddenly, he said, he called me and told, okay, just wait in the next conference hall. I went and waited there. Again, this exercise was going on. A lot of people coming in, a lot of people do the test. For some people fail in the test. Some people come for group discussion. Some people, again, we came around 10 to 15 people last round of discussion. There also same thing. One topic they have given. We have to stand and talk. A lot of questions be raised by so many people. We have to answer that. So fortunately, I could cross all these barriers and I got selected in this company. Then final one, after 1:30, they said one more round of interview, the final round of interview with our board of directors. So I went into the conference room. There are 8 people sitting in different directions, and I was one person in the middle of the conference room. They started throwing me a lot of questions, from cricket to automobile, from my college, my background. A lot of questions. You ask anything, they started asking that. So I could manage very good in that interview. After that, one of the director asked me, when can you join? I said, sir, I want to go back because I just came for 2 days program and I didn't have a return ticket. And I have to go back tomorrow. And if at all I got selected, I have to go back and I will tell my parents and come back. Then he said, don't go back. He said, why you want to go back? What is the work at home? You just stay. Tomorrow morning, Monday, office open at 10 o'clock. Come and collect your appointment letter. That is my first job. So I got thrilled. What to say, I don't know. Where to go, I don't know. I said, sir, no, I will go back and come because I don't have much dresses with me to continue. He said, no problem. That will help you out. Please stay back. Don't go. Then I stood back. Next day morning, I went to office. I got my appointment letter around 10:30, 10:45. There I could meet lot of people who was coming and looking at me, going, and they were asking, "Are you came to join?" I said, "Yes." In that, I found out one Kerala guy. His name is Xavier. I should mention him because he's one of the important person who helped me in Delhi. He said, "Are you going to stay?" I said, "I want to stay, but I don't have money. So where to stay? I don't know. Which is the place? I don't know." He said, "Do one thing. In my flat there is a vacancy. If you are interested to share the room with me, if you can come and join." Then he picked me up, went to his flat. I stayed with him. I stayed almost 4.5 years with him. From there, I started going to office. He is also in the same Sriram Pistons and Rings Limited in the account section. There, what happened? Then, since I've been selected as a trainee for sales, company told me to go for a training. Then I said, "Where is the training, sir?" "It is in Ghaziabad." Then again, I don't know where is in Ghaziabad. Where is the Ghaziabad city comes in? So again, one Sunday, my colleague, he took me to Ghaziabad and shown how to go and how to come back. The factory started by 8 o'clock. So I had to leave my house by 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, I have to carry a small breakfast and get into 2 buses, reach Ghaziabad, and start working in factory. The factory life was extremely terrible for me because very hot. It is not like the new generation factory, like no robotic machines. All are humans. All are humans. They are around 10th failed, not even 10th completed. They come to the foundry. They work very hard, very hot. So first time in my life, I have seen one component making, that to a piston of a car. 6 months I spent in factory. After 6 months, they asked me to come back to HO, and I have to go through a written test. Then I went through the written test. I passed the written test. They asked what is the technical things. Then they said, "Okay, do one thing. You work in Delhi in the field." Again, same story. I don't know the places. Alone I have to go. There is nobody to take me to the field. They have just given me the guidance. In between, what happened? I fallen sick due to jaundice. Continuously traveling in Delhi, eating from outside, I fallen sick. I was bedridden for almost 1 month. So a lot of people helped me to come back. After that, I told my company, "Sir, I don't think that I can pursue this in this way because my health is also a problem. I'm little scared. Nobody is to take care of me." Then he said, "Do one thing. Go back to your native place. I'll post you in Kerala. You start your job in Kerala. Slowly you get into other markets." From there, I started my journey. I used to travel entire Kerala till Mangalore. That was my first assignment. So every week, I will go to one district. So I will not come back to home because there is no uh, trains or buses regular to come back again, go in the next time. So once if you pack the luggage, you have to go to entire stretch, travel around 20-22 days, then come back. That was the scenario those days. It was very difficult to get into bus, take your briefcase, sleep in the railway stations, sleep in the bus stations, no advance booking. You have to get in the bus, go to each and every places they assign, and meet the end users. The basic idea is to promote the pistons because we were the supplier, OE supplier for Maruti, Honda, all these companies those times. So we have to meet all the after sales end users, promote the product. Slowly, I started picking up my language. Slowly started picking up my uh, communication, interaction with people. Slowly, I understand that okay, this is a good area where I can work. Then company has launched a new product called Integral with in connection with Fuji Limited. So they said, okay, do one thing. Now you shift to Fuji valve, promote this valve, engine valve. Thereupon, I started traveling to entire South states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, part of Tamil Nadu, part of Andhra. I had to basically meet all these people, especially the engine reboring workers. We have to promote the engine valves, and we have to tell them these are the things to be done, these are the new technologies been adopted, these are the durabilities. So while moving out from Kerala, what happened is I started meeting a lot of people outside market. So slowly my uh, interaction started improving, and when I started interacting with people, I could gather more knowledge. So one thing I learned from this traveling is talk to everybody, understand their culture, how they work, because people who work in Kerala, it is not similar to those who are working in Andhra. Those who are working in Andhra, it's not similar like to those who are working in Karnataka. So it's a different altogether culture, different altogether working, different altogether uh, living. So I started absorbing everything. So this has molded me in such a way that I can adopt any system very fast. This 4.5 year journey with the Sriram Pistons and Rings Limited and the loops and corners of all the states help give me confidence that I can work anywhere without any problem, and I can speak to any kind of people, and I can stand in a crowd and win myself. This is one thing I learned from this all journey with the Sriram Pistons and Rings Limited. So while working with Sriram Pistons and Rings Limited, I got a friend called Mr. Jain who was working for Fenner India Limited, similar kind of position, sales representative for Fenner India. He used to travel entire Kerala. So his ambition always was to go to Gulf. Mostly all Malayalis' ambition is to go to Gulf. But I never had a thought of going to Gulf. One day, in a big advertisement that appeared in one Malayalam daily, therein they were calling for a lot of executives, sales executives for Suhail Bhawan, a company called Oman Trading Establishment. So he came and asked me, Anil, why don't we both apply together and go? I said, Jen, I'm not interested because I'm settled this company. This company, because it gave me a lot of opportunity and I could participate in a lot of meetings. And slowly I am gaining experience. I want to continue in India only. I don't want to go. But this gentleman wrote an application again. It's a handwritten application, mandatory. He wrote both applications, for one for him, one for me, and posted to Oman Trading Establishment. Fortunately or unfortunately, Jayan didn't get call letter. He didn't get any call back from company, but I got a call letter saying that there is an interview is going on in Chennai, Madras, Sheraton Business Point. Please come and attend the interview. That particular day, our company regional meeting was in the same hotel. So I was not interested to go and meet this guy. Again, Jain called me in the hotel and told, no, you just go and appear and tell me how they conduct interview. So by around 2 o'clock during lunch hour, I went and met a person called Mr. Rajiv Sethi. He was the acting general manager for Oman Trading Establishment for those days. So I went, he was sitting in a business center. He asked me where I'm working. I said, I'm working for Sriram Pistons and Rings Limited. I produced my business card. I shared my business card to him. Then he didn't ask anything. He said, see, your interview was been scheduled on 10 o'clock. Why you come at 2 o'clock? I said, sir, I was in the same hotel only. Meeting was going on. So I got time to meet you now only. Then he said, do you have passport? I said, I don't have passport. Then why you came for interview? I said, there is no intention, sir. I explained the entire story, what happened. Then he said, please go back and apply passport. You are selected. So it was shocking news for me. Then I was skeptical whether to go or not to go. Why to go to Gulf? Because I was comfortable in handling this job. Then after some time, after 2 weeks of time or 3 weeks time, I got a call again from Muscat. Those days, phone is not there in my home. My call comes to some relative home. They said, ask this person to contact us. And I wrote to them. They replied back, please send your passport copy. I sent the passport copy. After I applied passport immediately, it took around 60 days to get a passport. And I sent this passport to OT. They immediately processed my visa. and I traveled to Muscat, joined OT, Oman Trading Associates, Suhail Bhawan Group Company. When I landed in Muscat, it was a terrible moment because I am landing in July 25th and 1995, around early morning 2:50. So we don't know. It's complete of hill station, one small airport. We don't know whether we are going to meet somebody or I lost my life. It's a very scary moment. When I went out, one guy was holding a placard and asked me to come. He took me and put me in a flat. I couldn't sleep that day because very hot. July was very hot in. Normally, it is very hot in Gulf countries. Morning 8 o'clock, one van came. They took me. They said you have been appointed, and we are putting you for a training for 6 months. During this 6 months training, you should apply for a license. So till now, I never drove a car in my life. So I said, sir, I don't know how to drive a car. He said, no, we will help you. Go and join a class and get the license. I joined in a class. I got my first license. That is from Muscat, not from India. And they posted me a place called Sohar. After this license I got, they given me a car. It's a single cabin Isuzu pickup. They posted me in a place called Sohar. They asked me to handle the fleet customers. So my duty basically was to handle all the fleet customers, especially the ministries. Ministry got a lot of Isuzu pickups. So I have to handle them, all this ministry, I have to meet them, I have to participate in all the tenders, and I have to submit the bills and get the payment. And same time, I have to meet all the private fleet companies, those who carry a lot of big trucks. So I started doing that. Again, the challenge is the language. The ministry people speak only Arabic. I don't know except Hindi, English and Malayalam. Other than that, I don't know anything. Again, I started facing same issue. Then I started picking up Arabic. Deliberately, I started speaking Arabic. I decided that I should learn Arabic. Within around 3 to 4 months time, I could manage Arabic better. Then I tried learning the numbers because the ministries will always give me check, the payments. Those days there is no online transfer, there is no DD. They used to give us check. Whenever I bring the check to my auditor, he will tell them, no, this decimal is not correct. That is how to read, I don't know. So to avoid that, I started learning 1 to 10, the numerics. Till now I can write and read 1 to 10 of Arabic. So I see the total amount to be come to me. Then accordingly I will see the check whether it is correct or not. Then I submit. So I started learning new things from there. New culture, new people, very cordial people. So one thing I learned is the more you interact with people, the more you learn. The more you get into their culture, you yourself will improve how to behave to people, what to give to people, what not to give to people, and how you can improve yourself. This is one learning I gained from all this interaction with the other national. There, again, not only the Omanis, again we should interact with a lot of other nationalities like Pakistanis, Egyptians, and Filipinos. So it's altogether a different world for me. So slowly my career also started spreading the wings. I started getting to talking to these people. They used to tell their stories. They used to tell their culture. So it all become a blessing for me to adopt people very fast. So adopting things, adopting people very fast help me to develop my system, process, and my own life. So this is one thing I learned from OT. And of course, it was like a jungle for me, if you are really asked, because nothing, nowhere to go. Passport is with always company. Once in a year, we get a freedom. Coming to India was a big pleasure for us. Again, going back was very tough. Once you go back, then you are fully engaged in your day-to-day activities. After that, I continuously started getting transfers from Zohar. They posted me to Niswa, where I used to handle again the fleet customers. ministries, hospitals, and one special assignment they given to me is to handle petroleum development of Oman, where that is in the desert, where they do digging of oil. It's called rig. Again, alone traveling 150, 160 kilometer at the stretch, coming back and going to PDOs in the desert, stay back there. There I could meet a lot of Europeans, those who are heading this rigs mining. So there I used to stay with them. They used to take care because I was very young, less than 30. So they used to take care me very well. So that learning experience has been again an added value for me. So again and again, meeting the people, listen to them, accepting them, they accept me, adopting their culture, again added me a confident. Yes, plus it has boosted my communication, it boosted my career. After working that, I also thought to take a break. That day, when I was reading a newspaper, Gulf News, I saw an advertisement. There is a company called Arabian Automobiles LLC, which is the biggest dealer of Nissan in Middle East, is calling for after sales professionals. I applied for that. After a month time, their officials came and took me an interview in Muscat. They selected me and they offered me a good package as well as good facility and a good post also. So I was been elevated to a manager post, assistant manager post. So then I resigned from Suhail Bhawan. I moved to Dubai. When I moved to Dubai, the assignment was given to me is to handle again the fleet customers because I was handling in Oman the fleet customers. So they said, okay, do one thing, you handle big accounts. Big accounts again is Dubai Police having around 175 vehicles of Nissan in their fleet, and Dubai Government Workshop. This has been purely owned by the sheikhs. They have around 300 cars, and Dubai taxis, all these big clients they are given to me. So my life was bit difficult there because the demand of these customers is very high. Any breakdown happens, the call comes to me first. Any parts not supplied, call comes to me first. Same time I started assisting the fleet sales manager to for a bidding, because whenever they quote a big deal, I was a part of that, and I used to help them in terms of giving them the uh, after sales support from my end. During those days, I could meet a lot of people who has been already been excelled in their profession. Okay, so I used to talk to them regularly. I used to gather knowledge from them, how to come up. So they used to guide us, saying that okay, this way you do, these are the things to be done. This is the way you can come up in life, and you should not waste your time. You start studying. So after my all my college days, what happened? I thought of going for an MBA. During this period, I took a PG in marketing management. I thought, okay, anyway, qualification always, education always is an added value. I took my PG in marketing management from Sharjah through a correspondence. So it started giving me additional value in terms of my knowledge, in terms of my marketing activities. There, that's since that company is in a big portfolio, carrying a big portfolio, I got a lot of opportunity to interact with a lot of seniors, a lot of things learned, and I was very active in participating in their balance scorecard business planning. So there, the first time I started making business plan with the help of my seniors. So business plan was not known to me those days. So the seniors started December. They will start making business plan for entire company for 1 year. How to go about next coming year. So they started giving me opportunity to make myself presentations. So funniest part is during my colleges there is no laptop, there is no desktop, there is no computer in India. So I never learned my computer studies in India. When in Muscat also we have desktops, very rare desktops, very few people use. I never had an opportunity to use that. So what to do during a Ramadan? our company work from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. After 2 o'clock, we have holiday. So I decided to learn computer. I went and joined for a 1 month course with a small computer firm. He showed me how to make PPT, how to make Excel, how to send emails. So these are all I learned from my Dubai days. From there, I was very passionate about upskilling myself. So whenever I get time, I used to browse, I used to gather knowledge. So it has helped me to participate in all this business plan making by the company. The day one, they will start with SWOT analysis, then they will see the drawbacks of previous year, and they will ask us to project for another 1 year. So since this is a balanced scorecard program, they given us a training how to make it. So telling an idea is very easy, but implementing that idea is very difficult. So always any idea if we put forward, we have to send them a project also. How this idea is going to materialize and what way it is going to help the company and how much time it is going to take and who is going to monitor and who is going to take the responsibility. So this balanced scorecard program, we were very actively participated and we started making new projects to our companies. This process of making business plans start from December, but we close this by April. So it's a 4 months program. This 4 months will be very busy day and night because we have to go to the field and the first half, come back to office. In the evening time, we have to sit with our seniors. We have to gather data. We have to start working on that. Then we have to present to immediate bosses. They will do the correction. From there again, we have to move to our other department, finance, HR, all these people, they will also look into that. Then finally, everything as a department, we will compile and send the draft to our CEO. Then he has to approve it. This is the process. It's a lengthy process. From there, during the working of Arabian Automobiles, Nissan, I learned how to make a business plan and how to execute a business plan. This was also new experience for me. So there also a lot of opportunities has been given to me in various portfolio, fleet customer handling, participating business plan, handling their dealer programs, developing the dealers, and there I could meet a couple of senior people, those who teach me some discipline in my career. Discipline in the sense, there are a couple of things due to our negligence we will forget. For example, we get a lot of mails in a day. Minimum a person get a 75 to 80 mails in a day if you are in a medium level position. So we don't reply to them on time or we don't read them on time. There I met one senior staff. He told me one thing. Before leaving the office, how much ever it may be late, please read your mail, reply it and close it. Don't keep it pending for next day. So this was one advice. I still follow that. Whichever mail I get, I immediately reply before leaving to my office or even to my home also. I replied before closing of the day. I reply it and go. That is one thing. One senior manager has taught to me. Another senior manager taught to me saying that don't keep any papers on your table. Your table should be paperless. Then I asked him how. He said, see, whatever you want to do, put it in a folder, make a sticker, pending keep in separate folder, completed keep in separate folder, so and keep it in a drawer. So it will be always helpful for you to identify what are things pending in front of you, what are things completed. So complete and clear from your desk and don't keep any unwanted things on your desk. So these two things I always carry with me, saying that it has to be in a better manner so I can organize my work properly. So during this journey in Arabian Automobiles, I could meet a lot of seniors from Nissan Motor Corporation. So I could visit Nissan Motor Company in Japan 2 times. I been to Japan, so that also a special experience for me. They also taught me a lot of things during the meeting. They trained me well to upskill my managerial skills. And during those days, again, every time portfolio changes. First, fleet sales started handling, then slowly helping the fleet sales department into getting into court. Slowly, they moved me to another area to handle 5 sales and service together. Together, sales and service. So I manage the sales and service together there for 5, almost 1.5 years. Then sales was, of course, not a lookout for me those days. I thought it's a different ball game, and I was concentrating more on after sales. Then I took a break from Dubai. I came back to India. Since my family was in Mysore, I came to Mysore. I started working for an automobile dealership. Again, back to a service manager post for 1 year in a Honda dealership. There, nothing much to do because a small city, Mysore. It is called pensioners' paradise. So I was sitting there, going to the work, coming back to the work. Nothing major can be done through that dealership. 1 year passed away. Then I also thought, okay, I am ideal. I have to come to a situation where I can do something beneficial for any company as well as to any uh, society plus myself also. So I happened to join with Trident Automobiles in Bangalore. They offered me a senior service manager post. I shifted my family from Mysore to Bangalore. From there, it was a beautiful journey with Trident because a very process-oriented company, lot of seniors, very disciplined company, lot of process, lot of freedom to work, and very respectful job. So we started handling independent branches. We started performing a lot of things in that company, our own. Apart from companies' norms, design norms, we have freedom to implement new best practices, best policies, and they used to reward us. So this has been molded me such a way that okay, this is a different world. So whatever I learned from my Gulf experience, the discipline and this helping people mingle with people, I started implementing in Trident. So I could get connected with people. I could learn a lot of things from people in a better way. So I worked in Trident 5 years, and from there I moved to BMW. I got an opportunity to serve BMW also. So different from mass market product like Hyundai to going to a premium brand, it is a shift. That shift actually was initially it was very painful handling those customers, but later part it was very proud moment for me to enjoy each and every day in Navneet Motors with BMW. So something different from the mass market product like a Hyundai to BMW. From there, I learned a different scenario. There, we only talk about the product servicing quality, the product quality, how to do the servicing very fast and hand over the vehicle. And not much process. Process was not set in BMW those days. Then I worked 4 years with BMW. I got an opportunity in Popular Vehicles and Services Limited as a regional manager service. I used to take care of 5 branches in their northern part of Kerala. Again, my family is in Bangalore. I will spend my time with Popular there in Calicut, the region called Calicut region. So every Saturday, I used to come to Bangalore. Sunday, going back to uh, Kerala again. So this was my shuttle service. Bit difficult to manage both the family life as well as with professional life, but in their experience has changed my look up about a dealership. So I started thinking in a different way. There it works very independently. All but units will work as independent unit. They will produce their own income. They will spend their own income. So all the service managers are empowered to sign the checks. They are empowered to manage their expenses. They are empowered to develop the particular branch. So that is something unique feature I have explained or experienced from Popular. So they have very structured manner to work, very structured, planned annual operating plans. Accordingly, they will work. Accordingly, they will take forward all the financials, and they will be very closely work with people. It's a people-oriented company. Closely work with people and enhance them in their life. So enhancing people by giving them opportunity plus empowering people. These two things I learned from Popular Vehicles and Services Limited. This both enhancements will keep these employees retention more because they are getting a recognition, they are getting empowerment, so they love to work in the organization. So the retention in Popular was very high. So something which we learned from that 2 years journey with Popular is one is very strong hand holding by the seniors. Second is the empowerment of people. These two things I have never seen in any other organization, in any other dealership which I worked. So these two things are the pillar of Popular Vehicles and Services Limited. So carrying that experiences, I again came back to Bangalore with a dealership who was selling Nissan cars. So that dealership was totally into very bad shape when we came. The DP was not from an automobile background and he don't know how to manage those. A lot of people came in and went. So he asked me one question, can you implement an annual operating plan from your experience? Then we started building first time an annual operating plan for that particular dealership and we started working for a profitable aim. We want to make this organization profitable within 6 months. We set up a team. We have made a cross-functional team, CFT. We started reviewing where we went wrong, what we can do for this organization. And it's a free to work company where owner never involved because he is told, I want my loss to recover. You do whatever you want. Then we made a proper structured operating plan. We started making things to happen. We started a lot of new projects. We started recruiting people and training people. There we could able to make the dealership profitable in the first year itself. And this particular dealership, especially in after sales, we started day and night shift, 365 days, day and night shift. So this is the first Nissan dealership in India having day and night shift across India. So this implementation, we started getting a lot of revenues and we could win a lot of awards from Nissan in terms of the number one after sales service. And again, I was mainly concentrating on after sales. In between, my MD want to start a call center to coordination between sales and coordinate between sales and service. So we started a call center with proper training, proper system, process, everything, where we could compare all people. We could start a lot of activities in the call center. Slowly our enquiry level has been improved. Slowly our enquiries has been improved. And we could gather a lot of market share with this new call center. So a lot of activity has been done through. And during this time, we won a lot of awards from Nissan. One is the All India Skill First Best Service Orders Award. First time Nissan has conducted, which has been won by our company. Plus number one CSI All India. Again, highest spare parts and after sales revenues, highest offtakes, and good market penetration. A lot of award came through in that particular journey. So this has been again helped me to interact with a lot of new people, new processes, and it was a pleasure for me to work with that company. Then what happened, because since I was with Nissan for almost 7.5 years in Gulf, I went to a meeting into Goa for a national conference. So I was sitting there. Then these people, a lot of new people came to the podium. They were giving a lot of new presentations. And suddenly I saw one Japanese guy. His name is Tomito-san. He came and presented. I was so thrilled to see him after 700 years because he used to interact with me when I was in Dubai. He was a director for Nissan in Middle East. During the coffee break, he met me and asked, Anil, after a long time I'm meeting you. Happy to see you in Nissan again. So this word has given me again a moral boost. After 7.5 years, I'm connecting with the senior level of person from Nissan. Now, again, he asked me, well, what are you going to do? How to we are going to take it out? How are you going to come up with the new programs? I said, sir, these are the things I learned from my experience in Nissan in Middle East, plus when I visit Tokyo. Same thing we are doing it here, and I could implement a lot of things. But country to country, market to market, the requirement, things changes. So again, what I want to say is because of the connect with people, wherever I go, I could meet a lot of people whom I have seen during my career journey. Today I will meet one guy. After some time again, this guy we can meet in some other place. So I used to stay connected with people. I used to always. I don't deny anything from anybody who asks me. So I said, yes, anything you want, you please call me. That's the nature from day one I carry with my career. So anybody, those who worked with me 10 years back also, still now they calls me and ask, sir, can you do something for me? Or if I want something from them, I also connect with them. So I always tell people, whichever position you are into, talk to all boys, talk to all girls, talk to the people around you, and stand in front of people and lead them. So that was my learning from all this career. So from Nissan again, this dealership was doing good, and Nissan unfortunately doesn't have products. So my DP said, see, I cannot have so much of expenses, and I cannot invest more into system. So what to do next? I said, sir, if you want to continue, continue. Still, he's continuing with Nissan. There is no product. We have very hardly product, and business become a little bit tough. Then we thought of doing something else, new thing. So we started thinking of starting another portfolio, a multi-brand workshop, where we can take more cars, we can service more cars. Especially, we were tied up with Ola fleets, so we thought of we will service entire cars. So we started some activity with that Ola fleet, and we could arrange to get lot of cars to our service, and we could manage them to um, roll out their cars on the road. Similarly, we started getting a lot of revenue also. After that, I got an opportunity in Skoda. So slowly I joined a company called Vinayak Skoda. There I started heading sales and service, two showrooms and two workshops. So sales was something very passionate for me. And with the experience of after sales, I thought, okay, I'll take a journey to the sales. So I always tell people, the best salesman come from after sales. The best salesman, they come from after sales, because the after sales people's work, they put a lot of effort to convince a customer, get the things done, service them. How much ever you service them, the customer may not be satisfied. So we go any extent to satisfy a customer. So the more experienced guys are in after sales. So I believe in that the guy who is working in after sales can always be a good salesman in sales. I started selling cars, lot of challenges in selling the premium cars, but I started enjoying that. I had a very good team with me, especially the supporting department was very good. First thing we did is we set up a good team there, especially in sales, and execution we made very fast. We don't delay any executions. Anything comes to our end to support sales, the people can immediately approach us. We started executing things very fast, and so that the process never stopped anywhere. Process started going on. So we were working with the Skoda, different experience, different culture, and we could part of Skoda's project 2.0, where they aim around 5% market share by 2022, putting VW and Skoda together in one umbrella. So we could change a lot of, we could see a lot of changes in their approach also. So that was also a good learning experience for us, because again, new process coming into picture, new things as per the changes happened in the market. We adopted the system slowly. I thought I will move my career up. Then from sales, handling service with a lot of confidence, a lot of people support, I found myself that I am good enough to head again little forward in my career, and I can head much ahead, good and in other companies. So I approached Lakshmi Hyundai Group. My chairman and my MD was good enough to give me opportunity, and we are one of the largest group in South India. We spread across 4 states. Currently, I'm heading in Bangalore, 4 sales outlet and 4 service outlets. My learning in this 29 years is the biggest strength I have is quick learning, and I never leave any opportunity to learn myself, and I will never leave anybody in my organization to stop learning. So whatever learning I have, I will share with my colleagues, whether it is small executive, whether it's a big GM, I don't mind sharing my experiences. And I always be with the team only. So being with the team, what happened, people will be more loyal to you, they will be supporting you, they will be giving best result whatever you decide whenever you want. This is my small journey of my automobile career.
That's amazing. So, team, it was a fantastic teamwork to Anil. Having the performing good time, cycling in the comment box and driving for maybe conflict with joy. So it's already 12, we are running short of time, so maybe we can take more. But Pro Anil, it was to know that, he came from after sales, started with the OEM, then moved to after sales, and then again sales, and now you handle both. So now you had a comment there that person from after sales is always best for sales. So
Yes.
I do agree a lot with that because being in after sales, in the auto industry, when the technical knowledge is used for selling, that's something that can help you convince the customers faster. Now, team, even if you're, I mean, there are people in this group who are in sales who don't have a technical background, but in that case, see, there are ample amount of training available from your OEM, from your dealership. So, always it's easier. The objections that you can be solved easily when you have a technical background and understanding of the features, the competition, the technology, all these things. So this is what Pranil is taking for you. Pranil, that was great sharing all these details with us. So we'll just have a look at the comments. Yes, I think a lot of people who remember you here. So we have Anand J. Kumar. You know him. Anita H has a message for you. So Anita says, good to see you, Anil sir. We have Arun Jyoti. He says, yes, I remember this, which you said to me that don't keep any papers over my table. You know, Jyoti? Arun Jyoti Adava.
Yeah, he is from Popular. He was with me in when I was in Popular. So he also grown up now. He became a service manager now. He's getting a big unit there.
There's another message for you from Vijayalakshmi Prem Kumar. Very excited to see you, Anil sir.
Vijayalakshmi Prem Kumar again. She worked with me as a CRM, and she also started handling now independently. She is also purely technical lady, MTech lady. Now she is a group CRM for Kia in Bangalore.
There's a message from a great journey and happy to have been a small part of this journey with Anil.
Okay.
So that's it. I think team will have to stop this now. We want to run out of time. It's already 12. So team, with that, I take an opportunity to thank Anil for sharing his exciting journey with us. And with this, we come to the end of the session. If you have any more questions, you could send an email. You can send an email to the email ID that you see on the screen. You see this email ID? So just write an email on the email ID with the subject as Pro Anil Arvindan, and we will forward your questions to Pro Anil and get the answers for sure. So, team, with that, we come to end of the session. Before we end the session, let me tell you something really important. Tomorrow is a big day for AR Pro. We are announcing something really big tomorrow. Like the announcement has already come into. I hope all of you have seen that. Okay. So, team, it's something
Yes.
really exciting that's going to happen. We're going to announce something important, very important tomorrow. Wait for that till tomorrow evening. Sorry, tomorrow morning we'll have the announcement. It's something exciting. What do you think it is? Any idea? Okay, keep guessing and hold it on till tomorrow morning. So we will be announcing it tomorrow. And meanwhile, like I told you earlier, Rev program will shift the days. So we will now have Rev on the second, third, and fourth Sunday of the month. That is all Sundays except the first Sunday of every month. Okay. So team, with that we come to end of the session. I again thank Anil for being here with us. So Anil, if any message you can give it now.
I just want to say it's very simple. Be with your team and be a team player and make learning a process in your life. And see, whoever gives suggestion, whether it's a small office boy to MD of the company, take it positively and think over it and implement it. This is my message to all the people. And thank you very much, Pro Srikanth, for inviting me. And I'm very happy to be a part of AirPro. And I'm very delighted to see a lot of people, those who worked with me have been remembering me. Okay, thank you once again.